Hello, I'm going to dinner tonight. So I'm going to start the vlog here and take you along. We're going to Hochi Mama, I think that's how you say it. This is my fit. I got these new boots today, which I love. So let's go. Okay, hi. We're about to go in. Lise drove her car because she came from work, so now I have to drive home alone, which is just not the vibe.
Why does it look like I have a really hairy armpit there? Or is that just the camera off?
No, you do have a hairy armpit. I'm so excited to eat. We're actually 45 minutes early, so we're going to go in and see if we can come in early. We're going to Hochi Mama, by the way. So we're going to see if we can go in early, but if not, we're going to see if we can like go for a drink at the bar before we eat. But yeah, I'm so hungry. Thank you. Morning. I'm going to brekkie with one of our friends. I need to put a new tan on, but this is what I'm wearing. I would normally like tuck it up, but my top underneath doesn't really keep it up. Comfy vibe. People online or anything? Yeah. And the first thing I met. Probably, yeah. I literally have not vlogged all day, but we're going to get nuggets now, so I just thought I would vlog. I also work this afternoon, so, you know.
And I'm bringing a blanket.
Leash has a tan on, so I don't know whether to, like, literally make use of my tan and just put on instant tomorrow. Because I have an event on Tuesday. It's rank as.
But I'm sure you can cover it.
Yeah, I reckon.
I can just leave it.
Okay. Hi, can I please get a medium bacon and egg McMuffin meal?
Yep, what drink would you like?
An iced latte, please.
Yep, full cream milk.
Yes, please.
Anything else?
Can I please get another hash brown, and then can I also get a medium iced almond latte?
Medium iced almond, yep.
And can they both have sugar syrup, please?
No sugar syrup?
No, both please have them.
Yep, they automatically have sugar syrup in the iced lattes.
Okay, thanks.
No, anything else?
No, thank you.
Try something.
Well, they don't. Thank you. That's good. Thank you.
What's your full cream?
Full cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, if there's no sugar syrup in those, I'll be sewing Macca's. I look literally like crazy. No Macca's. They didn't lie. Obviously, Dippy came. Okay, good morning. It's Friday and I'm going to the shops, so let me show you what I'm wearing. Okay, this is the fit. I don't have a tan on, so we're covering up a little bit. Louis, my top is base brand, Motel Rocks jeans, and then my shoes are from Curated by Charbel. That's all. This one is Jazz Handmade. I'll leave the discount code on the screen, and this one's Aurora Collective. I'll also leave the discount code here. I think discount code is Molly, and this one's Molly 10. But yeah, vibing this. Okay, so apparently I forgot my camera. Not apparently, I did forget my camera. But I'm about to go to the shops and I need to get Leash some pants, and I'm gonna get something to eat as well. I'm kind of hungry, and another coffee, so let's go. Kind of feel like a sausage roll, to be honest. So that's what we're gonna kind of go with. Fresh face today, actually feeling good. Have like a few spots, but like so cute. I don't have a tan on, which is so freaking weird. But I'm gonna try and not keep a tan on all weekend. And I actually have a tan that I want to try, like an instant tan, so actually a good opportunity to try that. Oh my god, my earrings, where are they gone? Look at this. I mean, there's a bit of tan on my hands, but it's all off my face and coming off my neck. Okay, I just made a toasty and I'm watching Healthy Chick 101. I love her. Okay, so I just got 2 parcels in the mail. Lighting is literally shocking. Maybe that's better. A little bit. I'm also going to clean this house in a minute, but I'm gonna open these first. This is from Lift. Lift the label. Hold on. I like to take a photo of the packaging sometimes if it's cute. Okay. Oh my god, cute. It's like a little top. So that's like, oh my god, this is so cute. That's a top. And then we have these little cargos. Oh my god, cute. Can't wait to try that on. Okay, and then my second, oh my god, second parcel. It's from Peter and Jane, this one. Oh, stop. Cute. First little bag, which is really, really sweet, to be honest. Like, how cute is she? And then we have this one, which comes with like a crossover, bag. So actually just cute for every day if you don't want to be like, if you don't want to have like a designer bag all the time. And this one, which this is the same color as my heels. My new heels that I have, so this will probably be good because I don't have a bag that matches my green heels, so this will be good until I get like the matching like Bottega or maybe the green Balenciaga. Okay, I'm eating again. I've literally had the most chill day today, which I love because I find it really hard to slow down like these days. Like, I don't know, I just feel guilty for sitting still, which is like obviously not okay. So I'm really just trying to not feel bad when I do have a day where I don't have much on. So yeah, I'm chilling out, eating, and then I want to sit down and chat to you guys about my eating disorder journey, even though I have made a video about it. But I do want to touch on it again and just sort of speak about it because I know I spoke about it on my stories and I said I would sit down on YouTube and speak about it because it's such a massive topic, and when I am speaking to someone about this topic, you cannot shut me up. Like, I could just go on and on and on and on because there's a million things, and I know I'll even forget some things to tell you today, but I'm going to try my best to touch on everything. I screenshotted all the comments and questions that I got about eating yesterday, which was literally so many. I spent hours replying to people. Sorry if I didn't get back to you, but I literally tried to reply to everyone and it was just a lot. But yeah, I'm just going to touch on everything. Everything. I'm going to touch on as much as I can, even though, look, in next week's video there'll probably have to be something else added. I feel like I'll just keep adding as the videos go on because people ask new questions or I remember something, because sometimes, because I struggled with this maybe 3 years ago, it's not fresh in my mind anymore, so sometimes I forget things and then I remember. So bear with me, and if you have any questions just comment and I'll try my best to answer and follow up in like next videos, but I'll sit down in a second and speak with you. Okay, so we're about to go out, but I'm gonna quickly touch on what I was speaking about on my story I might even do it while we're driving. I screenshotted all the questions. What? Here. I screenshotted all the questions, so I'm gonna like lightly touch on sort of a couple of things. So firstly is kind of like, I'm gonna recap my journey like super. Sorry, my camera is just having a fit. So basically like growing up, I was super healthy kid, would eat whatever I wanted, and then I sort of got to year 12 and I was a bit more cautious, and I started watching a certain influencer on YouTube actually, and she was like all about paleo and sort of, don't think she meant to, but she sort of like promoted paleo, like, you know, if you're out, try and pick the better option, try and eat clean, try and pick from the sides and order, you know, poached eggs and avocado and like not bread. Like she'd sort of like, she honestly did like disclaim, she's like, this is just what works for me, but it was sort of like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of when it all started, and then I was restricting, like not really meaning to, but I was like cutting down on my food a lot without kind of meaning to. Like I didn't realize how little I was eating. Yeah, and then that's sort of like when my binge eating sort of started, and I feel like there was also people around me that were very cautious of what they eat, which made me cautious of what I ate. Like I remember one person, because I eat a lot of sugar, like I don't really care, and when I was young I would eat a lot of fruit and blah blah blah, and like I remember one person saying to me, you know, you should only be eating this amount of sugar, and she showed me watermelon and showed me how much watermelon, like sugar, I should eat a day. And it was literally like this small cup of watermelon. That's all you should be having a day for sugar, and it was like a piece of fruit, keep in mind. Anyway, little things like that sort of added up, and yeah, so then I was getting to a point where I was like binging here and there, and I was like, oh god, like that's kind of weird, but I didn't really think anything of it. And then I would it got to a point where I was like binging, you know, every day, every second day, and like binging as in like a lot of food, like a lot, like 10,000 calories, like a lot of food, and you know that's not okay for one sitting. And then because it was happening so often, you know, the next day I would wake up and be like, no, I'm gonna be good today. I would eat like super clean. Sometimes I wouldn't eat until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I would go for, you know, a 10k walk or like a big run, and then I'll go to the gym twice a day. And so that's sort of like the bulimia side of it. There's a few other things, but I don't want to like mention like ways of, I don't want to put anything into people's minds when it's not maybe in their mind. So I'm not going to be like I'm not going to tell you the ins and outs of everything because it's just not really important. But basically, if you're experiencing binge eating, this is how I recovered, and this is kind of like a very brief way, and it took quite a while. Like it probably took a couple years or maybe a year and a half, and then even then I don't think I was fully recovered. I think after then it was like slowly, and now I'm just like fine. At the start, I remember literally researching one morning. I woke up and I was like, I'm sick of it, I'm sick of feeling like this. I felt so guilty. You know, you would binge and then you would wake up and try and be good, and it never works. It never works. Like, it's obviously not working. Why are we trying the same thing over and over to try and heal ourselves when it's not working? So I looked up how to stop binge eating, and then I realized there was such thing as binge eating disorder, which even when I spoke about it on my stories, people were like, oh my god, this is what I have. I didn't know I had this. I thought something was wrong with me. And basically he mentioned this book in the video, and it's Brain Over Binge by Kathryn Hansen, which I mentioned on my story, and I'll link it below. And she really explains the science of binging disorder and like bulimia and things like that. So basically, this is me speaking. I haven't read the book in years, so this is quite like, read the book because I could be getting this like a little bit wrong. But you have like an animal brain, right? So, and they've done like research on like rats and like different animals to like, they won't let them eat for a day and then see how they react and like things like that. So you have like an animal brain. So when you restrict for so long, or you might notice, even if you don't have this, you might notice when you like forget to eat all day, or like you're so busy and then you don't get to eat until after lunch, and you just like scoff down all this stuff and you're like, oh my god, like which is obviously different to like binge eating disorder, but that's your animal brain trying to make you survive, because when you starve yourself or restrict so much, your animal brain switches on and is like, oh my god, we need to survive. It's sending signals to your brain and being like, eat, or eat high sugar food, eat high carb food. So that's probably why when you binge, it's like on, you know, sweets and like, you know, chips and stuff like that, because your body is telling your brain like, you need to eat, like, and we need something like high carb, we need something like energy, if that makes sense, stuff that we can hold on to. And then after a while, because you know what, if you binged a couple times and you were like, okay, I clearly need to eat a lot more in the day, then you would be okay. But because if you're binging for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you've created a habit, not even that long, like 6 months or less, you start to create a habit. And so if you've been doing it for a year and then you're like, you know what, no, I'm going to eat enough. I'm going to eat enough for breakfast, enough for lunch, enough for dinner, and then if I'm hungry, I'm going to have snacks. Your body is still, even though you're eating enough, your body's still going to be like, I need a binge, because you've created this habit. So basically you need to break the habit, obviously, which is quite, you know, just the same way you created that strong wire towards binging, you need to start creating a strong wire towards not binging. So what I would do, and read the book, I can't stress enough, read this book, but you know, wake up in the morning, eat a big brekkie. It doesn't matter, and I would eat it like within an hour of waking up. This is just, I don't know, you don't need to do this exactly, but for me, like, I would get up and I'd have a big bowl of oats with like peanut butter, protein. So I'd get carbs, proteins and fats in my meals, and then I'd do the same with lunch. And I wouldn't wait too long between meals. Like, I wouldn't let myself get extremely hungry to the point that I couldn't really control my binge, and I would let myself have as many like snacks in between and everything like that. And then when you are wanting to binge, you need to firstly make sure you're not hungry, and if you are, have a substantial meal. You can literally hear Leash on the toilet, I don't care. And use it as, try and think of it as like, okay, in a way, like, it's good that your body's sending you the signals to binge, because you can be like, okay, this is the time where I need to create the other pathway to not binging. So I'm not going to binge right now. I'm going to pick a different activity. Okay, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to journal. I'm going to call my mum. I'm going to draw. I'm going to literally anything. I'm going to start doing yoga, whatever. And the more days you can create that pathway of not binging, your connection with not binging, this is like probably not making sense, is going to become stronger. And every time you choose not to binge, when your body is like telling you so hard to binge, you've just created a stronger pathway with not binging. I hope this is making sense, but this is honestly the cure. Like, it's the cure. Well, look, I think it's the cure. I'm a bit skeptical of people, like, I've never been to like a food, like a nutritionist or anything like that, but I wonder what they would say, because I think some people put people on meal plans, and I just don't really think that's not okay. So also taking away any food rules is like another big thing, because I think at the start as well, I actually just counted my calories one day, just to see like, okay, what's my ideal day of eating? I'm gonna see how many calories that is, because maybe it's not enough. And then I did count it. I counted like what my ideal day of eating would be, as in not binging. So I counted my brekkie, lunch and dinner, and my snacks and my dessert, and it was so low, but I didn't even know. I was like, oh, I thought that was a lot of food. You know, I would have a salad for lunch, which was like, I didn't realize, but it was like 200 calories. Like, you should be eating at least 500 plus calorie meals in my opinion, but like, anyway. But that's like a small rundown. I'm gonna see if there's a couple more questions. So that's kind of how I recovered. And then because I kept working towards that pathway of like not binging, creating that strong pathway with your body learning you don't have to binge, because your body almost still thinks it needs to survive. Anyway, that's like a massive, I really hope like that's making a bit of sense. I got a couple of questions about losing your period. The way to get that back is eating more and putting on a bit more body fat because you're probably too lean. And a lot of people have a different like percentage that they can be their leanest at and keep a good keep their period and keep good hormones. So yeah, and you know what, if you have a little bit more body fat on you, I know that's probably super scary because that used to scare the shit out of me. It really doesn't matter, like, trust me. Also, because I'm a little bit older, this was sort of when I was 18, like, I don't care about being super lean. I think people just get in this mindset where they think like they need to be so lean, they think they need to be a smaller number on the scale, and it's like, no, like literally no, like no, like you need to get that out of your head because it's just not the truth. Someone said, does the ED thoughts ever really go away? There's some days where I have a little second of like thinking about it and then I'm like, no, like get away. So I honestly think that I'm fully healed, and like I used to, 3 years ago, I never would have eaten the way I did now. I didn't eat any bread. I would never go out for dinner. I would avoid dinners. I would not go. Like if we had dinner with like my family, I would be like, oh my God, I do not want to go to this. And like even Christmas, I would try to eat clean all Christmas. Easter, I wouldn't let myself have chocolate. Well, I wouldn't let myself, and then I would go binge on it. How do I cope with gaining weight? I guess you just need to want it bad enough. And you know what? You can focus on maybe dropping a bit more body fat in the future once you recover, because I'm telling you, what you're doing right now, if you're, you know, in the same situation I was, it's actually not going to help your body weight. It's actually going to make it worse. So you need to recover in order to lose weight in a healthy way and to maintain it. Doing this cycle that you're doing right now is not going to help you lose weight, so you need to get that out of your head, because you're like, no, I'm actually, this is detrimental to me wanting to lose weight. Like it's not helping. It's obviously not helping. So try and remember that. Someone touched on ED denial, which I never really heard of too much, but I might research it and touch on it in the next video. I think a lot of people would experience it though, because everyone's like, nah, I wouldn't have one. But yeah, I think you know deep down if you have one, and if you're sort of denying it, you kind of do know. I feel like another thing that also helped me, well, I feel like I was semi getting on the recovery train. Like I was probably half recovered when I met Leash, and so when I met Leash, she's like very balanced, like, and I was like, what? And I feel like because no one around me was really balanced where I live, like everyone was kind of caring a lot about what they ate, and Leash was just super balanced, and it sort of like opened my eyes. So I was like, oh my God. And also I guess like when you first meet someone, you don't want to be binging in front of them, so like there was no way I could have, because I literally moved in with her like a month after we were together. So kind of that also really helps. So yeah, surrounding yourself with people that have a healthy relationship with food is super important. I'll try and think of something. If I can think of anything else, I'll touch on it tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope that like sort of answered a bit more, but I've got to go. I have a 21st to go to, but I'll try and touch on some more things tomorrow. I'll try and think, because this always happens. I'll film something and the next day I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to do that. So as that happens, I'll write it down and I'll touch on it tomorrow. How are you feeling? I just got home. It's like 11, a bit past 11, and Leash stayed out. So I'm gonna go to bed. I have work in the morning, so what else? I'm gonna make something to eat now and then literally take my makeup off and go to bed. I wake up like low-key love it tonight.
The whole thing. I swim for Remy, which is a whole thing. Anyway, I'm thinking like, do I get him stuff from...
Hello. It is, what's the day? Saturday, and we just ordered Thai. It's like so early, but I'm excited. So, oh my God, I'm so white. This has been like the most chill weekend ever. Like we had 21st last night, and then it's actually like the first weekend that we're like chilling. It's so weird, isn't it? It's kind of nice. He's already gone. I don't know where they're. Oh, it's here.
Should we get bowls?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you reckon no?
No, I definitely reckon. Just bring it all down here.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So we got pad thai, which I think is that. And then we got some rice. And we also got a red duck curry. Can you just like maybe put that over there? Oh, I can give you a spoon.
Hold on, are you having curry as well first?
I think, I don't know. Can you just put it in? I want to smell it first.
Yum, that looks so good.
Oh, it's Sunday, so the vlog's going up today. But we're going to Bunnings at the moment with Leisha's cousin, and I don't know, why are we going to Bunnings?
Because she wants to make her bedside tables.
Oh, the bedside tables we made in like a very early vlog. She wants to make them, so we're going with her. And also, I think her puppy's coming.
Yeah.
Her puppy, she has a new puppy, so I'll show you. Is it actually a puppy?
She's only had it, I think she's had it for a month now. So it's not going to be too big, I don't think.
And then quickly, because I rewatched what I said the other night about bulimia and everything like that, and there's a few things I want to add, because that always happens. I'm always like, oh my god, I forgot to say something. So, oh yeah. Oh my god, I just got that.
No, shit, come on. That was good.
Oh.
Cutest puppy.
What's your name? So we just finished at Bunnings. We're going to Leisha's cousins now to make her tables. And we haven't seen her new house, so that'll be good. Things I want to quickly touch on. What were they? I thought of them this morning as I was watching my video. Oh yeah, I was watching it over, and when I was speaking about sort of the way bulimia can come about, one of the ways is obviously restriction, and then the other way is like emotional eating and trying to improve your mood. So for me, it wasn't emotional eating, it was restriction. And then also, you're probably, so for me, because I was on a extremely like strict diet, like, which is why one of the reasons my bulimia, like binge eating, came about, because I was on pretty much a no carb diet. Like I wouldn't allow myself carbs, and I wouldn't allow myself like refined sugar and things like that. So what happens is, if you restrict those things for so long, so pretend you're training for like a certain event, or like maybe you're bodybuilding or whatever it is, and you don't eat carbs or sugar for a long period of time, when you do allow yourself to have carbs or sugar, like pretend you have a piece of cake, your insulin will shoot up, and that is what causes you to have these extreme cravings for sugars and carbs and things like that. Does that, like, if that makes sense? So that's kind of like the science behind that. So you'll probably notice, if you are the type of person to be on a strict diet that's like no carbs or whatever it is, and then when you do have that certain food like cake, etc, and then you do get those extreme like cravings and like extreme hunger, that is why. So there's a science behind it, so that might help you guys a little bit. If you are trying to lose weight or whatever, what I would do is you try not to think about short term. So try not to restrict so much that you get to this point. You need to think long term. For one, it's a lot more maintainable and you'll keep the weight off. And two, you won't, less inclined to form like a disordered way of eating, because that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think, no, like I want to do it faster, I want this weight to drop off quick. That's why you'll see when people lose a lot of weight quickly, they normally gain it back. So try and think long term. I know it's hard because you obviously want to reach a certain point quicker, but the slower you lose weight, the easier it is to keep it off. So keep that in mind. Like the way you're eating, could you eat that way forever? Ask yourself that, because if you can't, like it's different when you're maybe like, if you're training for something or, you know, but I mean, just for a normal sort of person, you want this to be a lifestyle. You don't want it to be an 8-week challenge, if that makes sense. I mean, there's obviously like, I don't know, it's a bit of a grey area. Yeah, that's just something that I feel like you guys should think about when trying to lose weight, because I get a lot of questions about like, how can I lose weight? How can I lose weight? And I don't really like giving advice on that, because one, I'm not qualified at all. Like I'm not qualified with any of this stuff, but I don't want to do damage to anyone if I say the wrong thing. And I also just think losing weight, like it depends. Like it's obviously can be done in a healthy way, but it's definitely not something I focus on. So I don't really want to like promote losing weight, because I don't really think like anyone really needs to, unless you're genuinely like unless you're actually like at an unhealthy weight. I don't know, I just think it's very triggering, and it's not something I really want to focus on. And I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, because people have health conditions as well, so it's not like a set formula of this is how you lose weight, because it's different for everyone, and everyone has different needs, and everyone is just different emotionally and just physically. And yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a really hard area. So yeah, I'm probably never going to give advice on how to lose weight, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, so have the best day. What are we doing this hour? We're gonna watch the footy, and one of our friends are coming over. But thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.